y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a full face of Juvia's place, although obviously there aren't, every single thing that could be Juvia's place, but I do have eyeshadow, blush, foundation, concealer, and powder. So I am going to be testing these out live on camera for you all. Now, the funny thing, I don't know if it's funny or sad, but this released on Juvia's place, and I don't know, found out about it like an hour later, like everything was sold out, all the shades, every shade. And then I don't know if it came back into stock or whatever, but I then bought like 2 shades to see if it would work, and then it was on Ulta, so I bought 2 shades there, and I found the right one. I think this matches pretty good with my Josie Maran Vibrancy Argan Oil Foundation. So, and then another shade that I got will work well in the winter time. Another shade is like straight up orange, and then another one is like just doesn't work the best. So we will be trying this today, and let's just get on into it, and maybe we'll talk about some of the controversy that's going on with Juvia's place now. Bringing y'all in a wee bit closer. Obviously, things will be linked down below for y'all. Now, the thing that is going on right now with Juvia's place is that Jeffree Star purchased the foundation, and I think he did the concealer and the powder. I don't know. I didn't watch his video, but he did a review of the foundation, and Juvia's place reposted, and we're talking about it. We're like, oh, hey, cool, awesome sauce. We're so glad that this is like Jeffree Star approved and everything. And a lot of people had a lot to say. They were not appreciative of the fact that Juvia's place was promoting. I don't know that they were encouraging like his review and his opinion on their site, because we all know that Mr. Star has had some major controversy when it comes to dealing with people, specifically women of color. I think I put out way too much right there, but we will have to see. Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot. Let's see here. Just dabby, dabby, dab, 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 dab. Now, this is supposed to be like heckin' full coverage. I'm not sure how that's gonna work for me, because y'all know your girl got the dry skin, and I have been enjoying a more natural foundation look. It's definitely full coverage. I mean, it didn't take much at all to cover the landing strip right here. But anyway, a lot of people were just really upset that, because y'all know, or I don't know if y'all know, Juvia's Place is a Black owned company, and they do a lot that is catered toward and geared toward people of color, because they saw a missing area in the industry, and we're like, okay, y'all ain't gonna do it on your own. We'll do it. We will fill in that gap. And the one thing that I really appreciate with Juvia's Place, especially with this particular launch, is that they had a wide variety of colors that is obviously for those who possess the deeper melanin than pasty people like me. But then they also included a wide range of colors for the pasty people. They weren't coming out with basically they weren't being petty and coming out with a foundation range that was like, oh look, it's like 12,000 shades of deep and beautiful, and we're not going to do any pale shades. No, they said, look, foundation and makeup and whatever is worn by a myriad of genders and a myriad of colors, shapes, and sizes, and they're like, okay, we'll roll with it. We're gonna give the whole inclusivity thing. So I don't think it's at all strange for them as a company to promote and to show and repost a myriad of different reviews from different colors and different skin tones and everything like that, because they now are at the point where they are used and loved by basically everyone, you know, we've got the white people, we've got the just, you know, a whole group of different people like them. And now that they're marketing kind of a multi-level of diversity, that in and of itself is not like, oh my goodness, they posted someone who is pale, you know, that is not weird to me. Now, what some people may consider gauche or a little out of place or unkosher, as it were, is the specific reposting of Jeffree Star. Not, you know, because of his complexion, but because of his past with his dealings with people of color. So there were quite a few people who responded to this by saying, you know, I mean, basically just voicing their outrage and their concern and, you know, removing their business from Juvia's place, saying they wouldn't buy from them, etc. Now, one thing that I think we fail to look at, I understand that we have different people and different brands and companies have different ethics and morals and things like that. And oftentimes when a brand does not align to our specific morals, we tend to back up and, you know, in a way we protest with our dollar, which is 110% completely fine. You know, as a consumer, we have a right to voice our opinion and to express ourselves, you know, by purchasing and supporting who we want or don't want to in the case of this instant. But I do think one thing that often gets kind of overlooked or something along those lines is the fact that in the end, companies are businesses, and what are businesses, you know, created to do? They're created to sell things. They're created to make money. And I know that's dumbing down a lot of things, but I mean, that's what it is. They're to make money. Jeffree Star has a huge platform. I'll be going into the Zulu palette right here. But in all honesty, he does have a huge amount of following, and with that following, he has a very hefty and weighted opinion. Like a lot of people, you know, he says something's Jeffree Star approved, that should sell out in like 2 seconds. And so if Juvia's place, they see that he's, you know, liking it and everything like that, of course they're going to repost because, you know, his fans and everything like that, and people seeing that he was impressed with the foundation, that is going to move more units for them. That is going to get them, you know, more publicity, more out there. Just a lot of people wanting to purchase the product, their products. So from a business standpoint, it makes a whole heckin' lot of sense. And it would be, you know, the exact same thing if they had, you know, posted James Charles or Nikki Tutorials or any other of the Caucasian skewing big beauty influencers, which there are a lot. And so there is that. And one thing that frustrates me about just honestly the community on a whole, I mean, when I started out on YouTube, I mean, I've been doing this for 4 years now. I've been on the platform and doing the thing for a while. But even in my short time on here, just things that have changed so much is this creation of the cancel culture where one thing happens and boom, just boycott, remove, hate, just all of this like immediate like craziness. And now I do believe that when something, you know, not so good happens, that people should be held accountable for it, but we also should be able to take the time to step back, let it kind of go through the motions. Don't just immediately jump on everything, and we're just so quick to cancel, we're so quick to judge, we're so quick to immediately make a decision. And I have been, you know, I made videos on James Charles, I made videos on Jaclyn Hill, you know, I have been involved in the not so much, I think, canceling, but kind of, you know, going off of something that happened and giving my quick opinion on it. There also is this sense of nothing can ever be just something. It can't be, you know, them just as a business reposting someone who's super popular, you know, because brands do that. I mean, that's how we get the whatever out. And it just can't ever be just a simple thing. I feel like everything, every little teeny tiny motion within the community, doesn't matter what it is, a influencer or a brand sneezes and it turns into this whole, well, who caused them to sneeze? Are they allergic to Too-Faced? Are they allergic to this brand? And this brand needs to be canceled because they made this influencer sneeze? It's never just, oh, hey, boo, I just got a hint of allergies and I just sneezed. There really wasn't anything that deep about it. It turns into speculation. It turns into just, ooh, why did this person do this? And it just becomes this whole big giant, like, it's almost like we've reached the point where we're like digging for reason behind something. And that I will admit, I absolutely hate. I think that is just so stupid. Sometimes it's like, just release the makeup. Just review the makeup. It doesn't have to be a scandal. It doesn't have to be this big, crazy, drawn out ordeal. Which I feel like, I mean, that's the whole thing. It's just like something gets posted or something gets retweeted and everybody loses their mind. And now I'm not underappreciating why this became a thing. I mean, obviously, we all know why there was hue and cry. I am not denying that at all. But one thing that really frustrates me, and I understand there is a whole, like, the idea that, you know, we do need to hold people accountable, and people need to hold themselves accountable. And if they do something, they should come forth and say, hey, this happened, let me explain, let me own up, let me give you, you know, the whys and the reasons and the whatever. And there's just, within the community, there's just so much smoke and mirrors. Oh, I can't spill the tea because of this legal thing, and I can't say this because I've got this lawyer breathing down my neck, and I can't say, you know, that because, you know, legal ramifications. And I understand that's a whole level of the community and everything that I am not a part of, and part of the reason I don't ever really want to get big, because I don't want to have to deal with that. I'm just like, I ain't got the time for that. It's just that the level of transparency within the beauty community has just basically become like zero. I mean, who are we trying to trust, and who are we trying to believe what we say? And no one can say anything because no one believes them anyway. I just wish that things could be a bit more just, I mean, that's the problem, you know? It's not so much about the makeup anymore. It's about the drama associated with the makeup. You know, it can't just be a release. It has to be, oh, well, they only released, you know, 6 shades, which is a problem in and of itself. Don't get me wrong. If a company releases 6 shades, specifically 6 shades of beige, your girl got a problem with that. That's not a cute look, and I don't think this is very cute either. But if we spent as much time trying to make the community a better place and doing our part to spread positivity as we did, you know, delving into the negativity, imagine what a wonderful change we could bring. We're all super interested in tea spilling and hearing about the drama, and we are human, you know, as a species. I feel like, you know, we're kind of drawn to it a little bit naturally. I mean, I'm guilty. I watch drama videos. I don't watch all of them. I watch the ones, you know, where the drama is that I care about. Do I think it was, you know, an absolutely horrible thing for Juvia's Place to post, you know, Jeffree Star's review and comment? No. No, I think they are a savvy business, and they understood and understand the kind of feedback they would get, you know, by posting his. I do think maybe they weren't expecting, well, I don't think, not sure, most people were expecting the backlash that they received. And do I believe that the backlash to a certain degree is merited and that people have a right to express their opinion and vote with their dollar, as it were? Totally, totally. Y'all support who you want to support, and y'all not give your money who you don't want to give your money to. That's just straight up. And so I must admit, I am a little bit conflicted here, because I totally, like I've been saying, I totally understand and appreciate the savviness it takes to be, you know, a business. And things change. Sometimes people change their opinions, and if opinions are changed, it is important for companies, influencers, and people on this platform and in this community to notify their consumers or notify their fan base that their opinion has changed and why the opinion changed. Because as a company, as a YouTuber, our careers, our existence is built upon the people who watch our videos, the people who buy the product. So I feel like there isn't enough respect given to the viewers and the consumers just on a whole. I still will say with this foundation, you need like a titchy bit. This is definitely, you ain't wanting to shellac this on willy-nilly. But so far, it's looking okay. It's definitely matte, but it's not looking too cakey on my dry spots or my lines or anything like that. This is one that I would definitely want to try with a face oil as a base to see if that maybe, you know, keeps it from looking crepey and everything. But I also think there is a fine line between being a smart consumer and holding on to your morals and just kind of riding the hate train. Because within the community, I've noticed there is a little bit of just kind of like bandwagoning. Something will happen and it just gets blown into this huge proportion. Like I said, voting with our dollar is very important. As consumers, we have the right to decide who we want to support and who we want to not support. We should also be willing to take the time to do research and to look into things and to not just pop off without giving ourselves time to look at the whole picture. Because if we've learned anything in this community, it is that everything is not necessarily what it seems. I mean, I'm just kind of one of these people floating around and being all like, why can't we be friends? Why can't we just chill? Why can't we just enjoy the makeup? I don't know if I told you, but the foundation I use, the foundation is in Bali. And the concealer is in 23, and the powder is in White Sands, because I am white. Do I feel like people kind of overreacted? I mean, I feel like it's just people want it to be a problem. People want it to be a scandal. What I took away from it was that they're a company. They're a brand. They, you know, this is really nice. They see someone with a wide audience like their foundation and they said, hey, let's post this. Let's do this. That is literally all I took away from that interaction. It's just like, oh look, they're doing what a business does. But in this sort of new era of social justice-y warrior attitude and wanting everything to be this big, crazy, drawn out whatever, it can't just be at face value. It can't just be, oh, he just reviewed it. And then people were like, why didn't see, this is my thing, you know, and they're like, oh, well, Juvia's Place sent him PR when he went out and he bought it. And it's like, I understand. There's a video, 2 videos by Tiff. We'll leave the username right here, and I will leave her 2 videos down below, because I think that's her first Juvia's Place video is what made me subscribe to her, because she was so succinct and just expressed everything so well. But part of her problem was when Juvia's Place started to gain traction. They were starting to do PR, or at least were working with, you know, not their originally targeted demographic. And when you are a company that expresses itself on these beliefs so hardcore, it does look a little bad when you're not even supporting or using, you know, the beautiful people of color within this community. That's who you're representing. That's who you want to, that's who you're catering to. I'm gonna see if one of these highlighters isn't absolutely too blitheringly dark, because I am a moron. I know for a fact that, oh wait, that's the powder. That would be working. But I bought these and I didn't know what colors I should get, so I just got them because I'm impatient. Dab a little. Ooh, oh, probably not gonna work. I mean, these highlighters are absolutely stunning. They've got the most unique little reflex going on in them. They're stunning, but they're also definitely not my shade. I need to get me some of the shades of these that work for me. I'm not sure why I didn't. I am going to be going to Ulta this weekend, so maybe this one will have the Juvia's Place in store. And so there is a part of me that, see, this is the problem where I'm kind of divided. I'm very much I don't enjoy confrontation. I lived a very extended period of my life where I kind of seethed in contention, and now if I'm older, smarter, and, you know, not as angsty, I'm just kind of just let it be, folks. Just let it be what it is. And then there's a part of me that's all well, yeah, you know, hue and cry, you know, let's do the thing. Let's be all butthurt about it. Because we all get, I mean, let's be honest, we all get butthurt about different things. And just because it doesn't bother you doesn't mean it invalidates the fact that it bothers someone else. Y'all, I'm honestly not sure about this foundation. It looks pretty okay on camera, but looking up close, I've got cracking here, definitely here, but that may be the concealer. When you are someone, I mean, I guess the bottom line here is, when you are a company that has spent so much time and put in so much effort advocating for people of color, and then to just sort of turn around and post someone who's been known for being a little less than savory to said demographic, they at least, I mean, they did respond to someone who was like, hey, look, we're just reposting someone who did the whatever, what's wrong with that? Which, you know, I kind of agree with. Y'all, always tread carefully with Juvia's Place lipsticks. This is one dip in, and I've still got plenty on here. But they at least owe some sort of statement, because when it comes to something as serious as this, that really does have a potential for blowback, it's well, you need to say something, because what you're telling your audience is, well, you need to say one of two things. One, you need to come out and say, well, you know, look, we're just a business, we're just doing business, we're just reposting someone who favorably reviewed the foundation, and, you know, we're doing it from that aspect. Or come out and say, because it really is this state of, like, picking sides. It's, you know, it's, you have the people who support Jeffree and think he's okay, and then you have the people who don't. Juvia's place needs to be like, okay, well, where do we stand? Are we just doing it from the standpoint of, you know, giving credit where credit is due with an influencer? Or are we literally picking a side now and saying, hey, we stand with him? And I honestly think that that is not too much to ask. But I've done my face. I'm done talking, whatever. Sorry if my, like, points were just kind of bing bong all over the place. You guys know that I'm sometimes not the best at, like, pulling my thoughts together in this kind of video, but I did just kind of want to go over it. And like I always say, I'm always like, well, we need to stop being drama fueled and feeding the drama. And what am I doing? I'm here talking about drama. But I would love to hear y'all's opinions down below. If you're of the kind of mindset, well, you know, separate the creator from the makeup, just let them do whatever. If you think Juvia's place needs to make some kind of statement, or if they were just being a business and promoting their product. I'd love to hear about that all down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and as always, keep it real. Mwah!